And this seems like a statement coming in. Savarkar proposed the two-nation theory. Jinnah implemented it. This is what Bhupesh Baghel has said. Chattisgarh Chief Minister and Congress leader Bhupesh Baghel on Monday claimed that Veer Savarkar was the first one to propose the two-nation theory that led to the partition of India and formation of India and Pakistan, while Muhammad Ali Jinnah only implemented it. Speaking to reporters, Baghel said that Savarkar had put forward the proposal of dividing the country into two parts on religious grounds, and Jinnah agreed with it and implemented it. This is a historical fact and no one can deny it. Our political editor Maria Shakil is with us on the broadcast. Maria, talking about the fact that Savarkar seems to be the next historical flashpoint, if I may call that, between the Congress and the BJP.
And it's unlikely to be, because today is Veer Savarkar's Jayanti, and the Prime Minister just a few minutes back has tweeted saying that he epitomizes patriotism, courage and unflinching commitment to a strong India. And it's unlikely that this kind of argument that is being proposed by a Congress leader will actually gain steam. Look, let's not forget that he was one of those who believed in, who was very much involved in what was seen as the first War of Indian Independence, that is the Sepoy movement of 1857. And hence, for him to be seen as the man who divided India is something that will be very difficult to believe. Look, what is happening here is, Anusha, that the Congress party is now looking for icons which they feel are from within the RSS, ideological fountainhead of the BJP, to actually pin their argument that they were the ones responsible for the division of the country or for the separation of India and Pakistan. That is what is trying to be done by Bhupesh Baghel. But because the Congress has been in the manner in which it has in Chattisgarh, the BJP won 9 out of 11 seats in a state which they had just lost 6 months back. I think these arguments really do not hold. This is, of course, with reference to the two-nation theory. But for Mr. Bhupesh Baghel to take it so far that it's Veer Savarkar who proposed it is something that's unbelievable and it's deeply problematic, because if the Congress thinks that this victory of Narendra Modi is just limited to Hinduism and the principles of nationalism, then they have really missed.
Maria, stay on with us as you talk about the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also tweeted out, and this is a stand that he's taken completely in contrast to what Bhupesh Baghel is talking about. I'm just going to quote the tweet of the Prime Minister. We bow to Veer Savarkar on his Jayanti. He epitomizes courage, patriotism and unflinching commitment to a strong India. He inspired many people to devote themselves towards the cause of the nation building. That is what Prime Minister has tweeted. Just some time ago, we told you what the Chattisgarh Chief Minister had to say when he said that Savarkar was the one who proposed the two-nation theory. And clearly, Maria, especially in the last term of the government, as the new term comes in, the BJP has come with a thumping majority back to power. A battle also seems to be brewing in between the opposition parties, especially the Congress, which continues to find its survival in some states like Chattisgarh, of legacy, of history and these historical figures.
Yes, but how do you Savarkar? Savarkar is known as the guiding force of the BJP and the RSS. How can you appropriate those who are visibly and very clearly for the BJP? Anusha, what's happening is that the Congress and the opposition parties are not understanding that this range of victory and the scale of victory of the BJP of 303 seats of the BJP alone is not a victory purely on nationalism or Hindutva. That it has nothing to do with that it has more to do with socio-economic indicators, that it has more to do with what the BJP has managed to achieve in terms of the last mile delivery. And for Congress Chief Minister to come up with this kind of theory that Jinnah actually did what Veer Savarkar proposed him to do is something that many historians will be trashing it immediately.
Thank you, Maria, for putting that in perspective. That war of legacy and the interpretation around the historical figures continue to brew within the Congress and the BJP. Prime Minister clearly has tweeted out and paid his reverence to Veer Savarkar on his Jayanti.